And everyone, thank you. And I'd like to, Mandy, you had sort of been the driving force initially with this. Let me turn it over to you and see how you'd like us to move forward with our discussion, and then we'll see how it unfolds. But I think, we're all concerned that COVID-19 cases are up nationally, over 90,000 yesterday, 92,000 they expect today, and they expect over 100,000 by the end of the week on a daily basis. 98% of the cases are the Delta, the what do you call it? The new version of COVID-19. The good news is if you're vaccinated, you may get sick, but you won't get very sick, probably not hospitalized. 98% of those that are hospitalized are not vaccinated. So again, vaccination is a very good thing. I'm delighted that you all continue to support that initiative. The masks, I believe the masks are very effective, particularly now where schools are open, kids are vulnerable, and as we continue to get a variety of visitors from around not only the state but the country, I want us to be protected, but again, at the same time, not be restrictive. And I think that's a balance that we can discuss, and I rely on your input on that. So Mandy, let me throw the ball to you and let's move forward. Oh, I see a hand up there somewhere. Oh, that's not a hand up. Nope, sorry. Go ahead, Mandy.
Thank you, Dr. Mayer. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Excellent. So I contacted Candace a couple of days ago about this because of the town hall and the Zoom presentation from the county health director and the town hall from the county supervisor, the director of the board of supervisors, and their decision regarding county buildings, which goes into effect tomorrow. And so county buildings are going to go to being closed to the public just walking in, but open for appointments, or people can come to the door and push a button and a staff member will either assist them outside or inside, depending on their level of comfort. County buildings are also going to be requiring masks for people who are vaccinated and unvaccinated, no matter whether that is staff or public who enter the buildings, with the exception of staff members in their workspace. So, because most of the staff there have their own office rooms, they're not shared offices. If they're in their workspace, they won't be required to wear a mask. County is also going to go to Zoom meetings, mostly, with occasional in-person meetings for things like public hearings, but there will be screenings at the entrances and everybody will be required to wear masks and social distancing. I figured because this is happening, as Dr. Jack had said, with the increase in cases, especially the Delta variant, and because the county has now taken steps in our area, that it was something that we needed to discuss.
Thank you. And thank you, Candace, for distributing the information we got. I'd like to hear from our council members if there's any input. Sage, any comments or thoughts from you and Alex on this and the direction that you feel comfortable with, and Jane as well, please.
Well, I've thought about this quite a bit since Candace asked if we wanted to do a special meeting. My opinion, I'm pretty sure that we have a majority of council members that are not vaccinated. Some because they can't get vaccinated. We also have people that work, our staff that have children that can't be vaccinated, that puts them at possible risk of catching it. In my opinion, I would say that we could maybe keep open but require masks, or either close the doors and do appointment only and with masks, because we can be asymptomatic even if we're vaccinated. If we catch it, we can give it to someone. So, to keep everybody safe, to include the people that can't be vaccinated that frequent town hall, it might be wise to act as if again, and Alex is in favor of, if we need to close down to slow the spread again doing that. So that's kind of my opinion on it. I feel like we need to keep our staff and our council safe, and it worked last time. That's all I got to say.
Thank you so much. Jane, any comments, please?
Yeah, I'm okay with staying open. It sounds like staff is okay with keeping town hall open. The suggestion was made to go ahead and put the plexiglass up again if we're having meetings in town hall and wear masks, and that's fine with me. And I thought, well, if the majority of people would rather do Zoom for the August meeting and then go back to in person in September, that's okay. I'm okay with whatever everybody else is comfortable with. I've just been pretty much behaving as if it's still out there, wearing a mask when I go out, not being in crowds, social distancing anyway. So
Thank you.
that's pretty much what I have to say about it.
No, I appreciate it, Jane. I'd like to, if I may, Candace, open it up to staff, if Melanie or anyone else on the call, Rosa. I saw the written comments, and if there's any update or change, and John also. So Melanie, any, since you got the little kids and you're in the town hall, what are your thoughts on this, please?
You're muted.
You're muted. You're muted.
Oh, no, you're not. I don't know why.
I didn't.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Now I can, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You know, it only makes me nervous in a sense that you don't know who could come into town hall who's vaccinated or not. As long as they're required to have a mask and, you know, protect themselves and us, that's fine. And, you know, I'm worried about me. You know, my child is now back at school. She's wearing a mask, but I want to say 98% of the children and adults there are not wearing one. This is in Camp
Wow.
Verde.
That's a bad decision.
Yes. And they will not change their policy. They went straight to school last year without any qualms about the virus at all. They kept school all the way through. And I kept Faith out of school all last year. But I wanted to put her in because, you know, that social aspect of it and the fact that Camp Verde Middle School will not offer an online option this year. So I was kind of put in a bad spot. So I'm just, you know, having Faith go to school, but with a mask, trying to do her best to protect herself. But really, kids are going to be kids, and, you know, as careful as she could be, you never know. And so I'm worried she's going to bring it home and then I might bring it here. So I told Candace I'm going to just start wearing a mask even in the office here, because I'm just nervous to bring it here. But otherwise, you know, keeping it open as long as we have the precautions is fine.
Cool. Rosa, did you have any comments or input from your perspective?
We can't hear you, Rosa. We can't see you or hear you. You're just a silent black box. You want to come in here, Rosa?
Yeah, why don't you go in? There you are. Okay, cool. Thank you, Rosa.
We still can't hear you.
Can't hear you. Get your mic on, please. And then we'll hear from John at some point as well.
Thank you.
No, can't hear you.
You might have to turn your volume up too.
Why don't you just step in my office, Rosa, and talk from
Yeah, there you go.
only 5 steps away?
All right, Rosa, thanks. Okay, let's move to John while she gets settled in there. Okay, John, do you have any your thoughts?
I'm not sure if you've had a chance to read the email. I believe Candace forwarded a little bit before the meeting.
I saw that. I did read it.
I, like a lot of people, I have mixed feelings about this whiplash, effect of going open, not open. And I'm really reluctant to open and then turn the doors closed and lock them again. We don't get that many people during the day. I'm real interested in hearing from Kristen as well, since she has a small child, but she deals with the majority of the public. So during the day, not including the library, of course, but during the day, I don't get that many people just dropping in. And if they do, they typically call me and make an appointment. So I'm not worried about that. I think the more interesting question is whether or not we go back to Zoom meetings for our not Board of Adjustment, but our Planning and Zoning Commission and our Design Review Board. Previously, everyone on the board, and I haven't talked to one of our new members or potential new members, but I believe everybody on the boards is vaccinated, and they said that they are happy to stay with the in-person meetings. They were fine with the plexiglass coming down. We can certainly put that back up if they feel it's appropriate or necessary. When we first started back to in-person meetings, we did ask people at the door, and we had a little box of masks and said, if you're not vaccinated or concerned, please wear a mask. I know quite a few people that weren't vaccinated that weren't wearing masks, so I don't know how effective that really is. You know, you can't necessarily trust people to wear a mask if they're not vaccinated, if they're from the general public. One of my biggest concerns about the boards is that I believe Zoom discourages participation and input. It also discourages, I think, the free kind of discussion or comments and input we get between board members, and a little bit of the back and forth, which I think sometimes is valuable. The other minor problem is it seems like we're struggling with the technology sometimes. I mean, look what just happened to Rosa. She knows how to use the technology. What about people like my parents, who maybe for the first time, or somebody for the first time is struggling with Zoom? They can certainly show up to a meeting. So that's one of my concerns about closing it from the board. I would like to send an email out to our P&Z and DRB members and just get their comments and see if they're still comfortable being open. But I do feel like if the council decides they're going to go back to all Zoom for a while, we should probably do that for our boards as well. So anyway, those are my
Thank you.
thoughts. I have mixed feelings about it, but I would like to see if we can stay open.
Okay, Rosa, what's the latest? I see you sent a message, a chat or something.
She doesn't really have anything to add.
Okay, good. Thank you. So I guess then, Mandy, so what I'm hearing is that
We we also have
people,
here.
does someone else have a question or a comment? No, sorry. Yes, Sage, please.
Is she not hearing me?
Sage, I see your hand
So,
up.
yeah, I have my hand up. So I have some suggestions, I think. I think that maybe we go ahead and stay open. Everyone seems to be all right with the fact that they're vaccinated, but I think that we should go ahead and put some precautions back in place.
Yeah.
Masks required, period, whether you're vaccinated or not. Social distancing again, and make sure that like there's sanitizer out for people's hands. The same for the library. And then for meetings, I think let's go ahead and do in-person meetings with the plexiglass back up, masks required for the public, and social distancing as much as possible. And then
And
it
the
sounds like,
plexiglass,
the plexiglass back up. That way, if someone doesn't have their mask on right and they're speaking, then the council or the boards are protected.
Yep.
Because it's hard to sit up there and have a mask on for us. It's
Yes.
really hard to hear through the microphone when you're talking through a mask. And then the other thing is the shuttle, and it kind of sounds like Scott is all right with just doing what he's doing. I know he's fully vaccinated and pretty comfortable with his situation, and it is kind of a at your own risk type of thing for the shuttle. But if he's okay doing that, then if someone's okay stepping on that shuttle to take a ride, then let them.
Yep. Sounds good. Hi, good to see you, Chuck. We've been discussing it right now. I'll get to Jane in a second. I see your hand up, Jane. But the general thinking is to keep the town hall open, but have people wear masks, put the plexiglass back, have the board meetings in person. I think there was a feeling that would be more productive and better participation. And the same thing for the town council. But again, have a mask requirement if you're coming in and attending any of these meetings or so on. That's the sense I'm getting now. I see Candace too. You're in the dark there, but I see your hand waving. Then I'll get to Jane. Sorry, Jane.
I have my hand up on behalf of Mandy, who wants to say
Yes,
something.
Mandy, please, and then Jane. Sorry, Jane.
Thank you, Dr. Mayor. I agree with everything that Sage suggested. Real similar to what the county has taken on, and they're kind of our clearinghouse for information as far as the health department, statistical data. I agree that keeping in-person meetings is, I think for our constituents, really important, but also for us. I think that we do better work that way.
Yes.
Plexi, masks required in the buildings. What I would like to possibly add is that making sure that we have signage both at the library, the fire department, the police department, and town hall doors stating that masks are required in the building. Social distancing will be monitored. And if anyone chooses not to wear a mask or is uncomfortable coming inside, services like book pickup or bill paying can be done outside by ringing the bell or coordinating in advance. Services are available remotely or via pickup. For the shuttle, I love that Scott is super comfortable, but I think we need to have something like written and posted
Yeah, on the door or something. Yes.
that they are choosing to ride the shuttle at their own risk.
Yes.
We are requiring masks in all town-owned
Yeah.
buildings and vehicles, and that they are choosing to ride it at their own risk. Something
Thank
of
you.
that nature, because we just need to make sure that we're covering
Yeah.
all our bases and we're providing services in all kinds of ways, because there are people that aren't comfortable
Sure.
wearing a mask but might need
Sure.
a service, or who are uncomfortable coming in a building right now, even if they are wearing a mask, but might
Yeah.
need a service. All those
Nope.
types of things. I want to make sure we're opening to our constituents as much as
So, yeah,
have constituents who want to speak or comment at a meeting, but are uncomfortable coming in the building. I think that we should offer them the opportunity to submit something in writing, and we should state that that's, an option. Just make it really public. Thank
all
you.
right, let me get to Jane and think about how we want to get those signs produced. Mandy, please, while you're there with Candace. And let me get to Jane, please. Sorry it took so long.
Well, if we're having meetings in town hall, the weather's still nice enough. We could have windows open as well. For
Absolutely,
ventilation. I think
yes,
that
and
would
the
be
fans
good.
blowing, absolutely. Thank
And
you.
the other thing I did have two people comment that they liked the Zoom meetings, that it was easier for them to attend Zoom
Yeah.
meetings. So
Yeah,
I'm just adding that, not that I don't know that most people feel that way, but if you
yeah,
do.
I like it, but that's okay. I'm
Yeah.
okay in person too, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, but thank you, Jane, for making that clear. Candace, I see the shadow of a hand up.
It's not
You're in
that.
the dark. We got to get the lighting fixed there so we can see you.
Kristen
Okay.
is here and she hasn't piped in yet. I'd like to hear her comment
I would too. Yes, please, Kristen.
if she's not busy.
I know.
She does
I know
not
in
have
the
to
past-
individually wrap each cookie. Okay, just so we're clear about that.
I know in the past, Kristen has said, I think she doesn't have a camera or microphone. So there she is in the flesh.
Yay.
Watch out, Candace, you got a ghost.
She's already got her mask on her head.
Yay.
That's where I keep it. That way I don't lose it. I, like Melanie, my daughter is supposed to be starting preschool next week. And I was trying to educate myself on the risks involved in that. I was reading some articles by the CDC regarding children, and they're saying that they can't really predict when they're going to have a safe vaccine for anyone under the age of 12. It probably won't be until at least next year. So I'm concerned about obviously bringing it home to my daughter, but I'm also concerned if I send her to school and she's around a bunch of kids who can't be vaccinated, she could give it to me. So, you know, there are risks. I am vaccinated, of course, but she can't be. So I'm okay with keeping town hall open, to be honest with you, because I feel like if I do choose to go ahead and send her to preschool, I'm getting just as much risk at home as I am at work.
Cool. And we'll do the mask requirement. So I think that will be protective as well. I'm a little more optimistic on the children's vaccine. I believe it will be done by Christmas.
Right.
That's my take. But yes, thank you, Chris. Any other comments you might have? I don't want to cut you off. Go.
Mayor, I do
Thank
see
you.
two members of the public are here. I don't know if they have any comments to make. There's the Rombergers, and I think it's Kate Roberge, it's Katie Scopes.
I see Katie Scope. Any members of the public on here that would like to make a comment, or are you comfortable with the direction we're going, or concerns, please? I see you, Mimi. Hi.
There you go.
I think we're real comfortable with what we're hearing. You guys are great. I like the balance of reason and science and the whole thing. So my thumbs up.
Thank you so much. And best wishes to you and Chuck. Was there someone there, Katie Scopes? Oh, sorry, I'll get right to you, Sage. I don't hear it. Yes, Sage, please.
Do we need a motion on this, or can it just be
I
direction
think
to
it's
staff?
directive. I think it's just directive.
Listed, but the direction is very clear, so we're good with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the issue is thank you, Sage. I think the issue is just the trick is getting the signage right, the right size, the right print, legend. So Mandy, if you and Candace can put your heads together with Melanie and Chris to see what you guys can come up with on the signs for the different locations, so we can be effective with this. And this will start when?
Right away.
Right away. That's what I want to be sure, so that we're all on
Immediately.
the same page, that this will start as soon as we get the signs up.
Could I clarify something? And it was something Mandy said.
Yes, please.
The shuttle, are you going to want to require masks on the shuttle? I think Scott said he was fine with just.
I would put them there and recommend them and make them available if people would like them.
All right.
Not a requirement, but we have them there. If someone says, "Oh, I don't have a mask, but I'd like that. If you had one, I'd wear it." So I think we should put some there, or if people are okay with that idea.
Shuttle.
Yes, Sage.
That's awfully close quarters for only
Yeah.
recommending a mask. But my other question is Candace, do we still have plenty of boxes of masks?
Yes.
Okay, so make sure that Scott has a couple of those on the shuttle with him,
Absolutely.
please.
And sanitizer and.
Yeah, and sanitize it too. I think, that's right, Sage. I think if we make those things available, I think we're being protective of our visitors as well as Scott and anyone else that is in close proximity there. No, it sounds good. Any other, Jane, I see you smiling. That's a good thing.
No, I was
I see
just looking
John's
at
hand up,
Scott.
but I'm ignoring it for the moment. But that's okay. Jane, any questions or comments?
No.
Okay, good. Just checking in. Okay, John.
Really quick question, I put in the chat, but wanted to say verbally, we said if this applies to all town buildings, are we going to include the co-op and Ghost Pepper?
No.
Because I see them as the same as any other business in town.
Business, I'd leave it up to them.
Yeah.
That's my thought. Their business, they're independent. If we see something drastic that needs to occur later, we can always come back, but I think right now, let's leave it with the town hall and the
Great.
library and the van. Any other questions, comments, suggestions? Hearing none. Sage, any chance you got a motion stashed away?
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Jane. We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. It is 3:25, and this special meeting of the Jerome Town Council is now adjourned. Thank you all very much. Stay safe, and thank you all for everything you do for our town. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.